Hello there! Ever wondered what maths really is? It's not just about scary sums or complicated equations you saw at school. Maths is much more exciting than that. Think of it as a secret code, a language the universe uses to write its stories. It helps us see patterns everywhere, from the petals on a flower to the stars twinkling in the night sky. It's a way of thinking, a tool for understanding. And guess what? You're already a bit of a mathematician. Maths, in simple terms, is the study of numbers. And it also studies shapes, patterns, and change. It's like a giant puzzle box full of incredible tools to solve problems. Not just tricky homework problems either, but real-world problems that affect us all, like how to build stronger bridges, or how to predict the weather, or even how to make the perfect cup of tea. It's about logic and reason and finding clever ways to figure things out. It's a skill that makes us smarter. Now for a surprising fact to get us started. Did you know the number 0 was a massive deal? For a long time, many ancient cultures didn't have a symbol for nothing. Imagine trying to do maths without 0. The concept was developed in India around the 5th century AD. It revolutionized mathematics completely. It allowed for more complex calculations and paved the way for so much of the maths we use today. It's a reminder that even simple ideas can be powerful. So, maths isn't just for brainy scientists or people who love spreadsheets, though they love it too. It's for everyone. It's a way to explore the world, to be curious, and to discover amazing things. This guide is all about making maths friendly. We'll explore its different parts together. We will see how it pops up in daily life, and hopefully you'll see that maths can be fun and incredibly useful too. Let's begin this adventure. Let's start with the very first tools in your maths kit. These are addition and subtraction. You probably use them all the time, even without thinking much about it. Addition is simply about putting things together. Imagine you have 2 apples, then your friend gives you 3 more apples. How many apples do you have in total? You add them, 2 plus 3 equals 5 apples. See? You're doing maths. It's all about combining quantities. Subtraction is the opposite of addition. It's about taking things away or finding the difference between 2 amounts. Let's say you had those 5 apples and then you ate one for a snack. How many apples are left? You subtract, 5 minus 1 equals 4 apples. Subtraction helps us understand what remains or how much more we need of something. It's essential for knowing when things decrease or when we're comparing amounts. These basic skills, adding and subtracting, are everywhere. Think about your day. You might count how many emails you have. That's using numbers. You might check how many minutes until your bus arrives. That's subtraction. Time now from bus arrival time. If you're playing a board game, you add up your score or subtract points if you land on a penalty square. It's all part of the game, and it's all basic maths in action. Don't ever think these basics are too simple to matter. They are the foundation for everything else in maths. Just like learning the alphabet before you can read a book. Mastering addition and subtraction gives you confidence. It opens the door to more exciting maths concepts. It's like learning the first few notes on a musical instrument. Soon you'll be playing whole songs. These simple operations are powerful. They help us make sense of quantities. Now let's talk about 2 more crucial tools. These are multiplication and division. They are like super-powered addition and subtraction. Multiplication is really just repeated addition. Imagine you want to give 3 sweets to 4 friends. You could add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Or you could multiply. 4 friends times 3 sweets each. That's 12 sweets in total. Multiplication helps us when we have groups of the same size. It makes counting big numbers much faster. Division is about sharing things out equally or finding out how many times one number fits into another. Let's say you have those 12 sweets, and you want to share them equally among your 4 friends. How many sweets does each friend get? You divide 12 by 4. Each friend gets 3 sweets. Division helps us split things fairly. It also helps us understand rates like miles per hour or cost per item. It's the key to fair distribution. Think about everyday situations for these skills. If you're buying multiple items of the same price, you multiply the price by the number of items. If you're baking a cake and the recipe is for 6 people, but you need to make it for 12 people, you'll need to multiply all the ingredients by 2. Or if you're splitting a restaurant bill with friends, you'll divide the total cost by the number of people. It's all about scaling up or breaking down. Multiplication and division are vital for planning and for understanding how things grow or shrink. Businesses use them to calculate profits and losses. Scientists use them to measure growth rates of bacteria or to understand planetary orbits. Even artists use them for perspective and scale. These operations are not just about numbers on a page. They describe fundamental processes in the world around us. They help us manage resources and understand relationships. Maths is a true friend when it comes to money. Understanding basic maths can save you a lot, and it can help you make really smart choices. Let's talk about budgeting. This is simply planning how you'll spend your money. You add up your income, then you list all your expenses like rent, food, and fun stuff. You subtract your expenses from your income. Hopefully, you have some money left over. This helps you see where your money goes. Shopping is another area where maths shines, especially when there are sales and discounts. Imagine a t-shirt costs £20, but it has a 25% discount. How much will it cost? You need to calculate 25% of £20. That's £5 off, so the t-shirt will cost £15. Understanding percentages is super helpful here. It stops you from being tricked by confusing offers and helps you spot the best bargains. It's like having a superpower in the shops. Comparing prices is also a key money skill. Let's say you're buying cereal. One box is 500 grams for £3. Another is 750 grams for £4. Which one is better value? You can use division to find the price per gram or price per 100 grams. This helps you compare items fairly, even if they come in different sizes. This is called unit pricing. It's a clever trick that savvy shoppers use. Maths helps you get more for your money. Ultimately, being comfortable with numbers helps your financial health. It allows you to understand bank statements, to calculate interest on savings or loans, to plan for big purchases like a holiday or a car. It's not about becoming a financial expert overnight. It's about having the confidence to ask questions and to understand the answers you get. Maths gives you control over your finances. It empowers you to make informed decisions, and that feels pretty good. Section 5. From Kitchens to Code Algebra, the Great Problem Solver. Now let's not be scared by the word algebra. It sounds complicated, I know, but at its heart, algebra is like being a detective. It's all about finding a missing piece of information. We often use a letter like X or Y to represent this unknown thing. Then we use the maths we already know, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We use these to figure out the value of X. It's a powerful tool for solving puzzles. You might use algebra without even realizing it, especially in the kitchen. Imagine a recipe needs a certain amount of flour, but you only have half the eggs it asks for. So you need to have all the other ingredients too. If the recipe says F amount of flour for E eggs, and you have E over 2 eggs, you need F over 2 flour. You're using algebraic thinking. You're adjusting one thing based on another. It's all about relationships between quantities. Algebra is also fundamental to the world of technology. Think about computer programming or coding. Coders use variables which are like our X all the time. These variables can store information that changes, like a player's score in a game or the number of items in an online shopping basket. The code then uses algebraic rules to update these variables and make decisions. So, every time you use an app or play a game, algebra is working hard behind the scenes. So algebra isn't just abstract symbols. It's a way of thinking logically about unknown quantities. It helps us model real-world situations, and it helps us find solutions to problems systematically. Whether you're trying to figure out the best mobile phone plan or understanding how a computer game works, algebra provides a framework for clear thinking and problem solving. It's a surprisingly creative part of maths, and it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. Section 6. Shaping your world. The magic of geometry. Let's move on to another fascinating branch of maths. This one is all about shapes, sizes, and spaces. It's called geometry. Look around you right now. I bet you can see lots of geometric shapes. Your computer screen is probably a rectangle. The clock on the wall might be a circle. The boxes on your shelf are cuboids. Geometry is literally everywhere. It's the maths that describes the physical world we live in. It helps us make sense of space. Geometry isn't just about naming shapes, it's about understanding their properties and how they fit together. Think about a football. It's made of pentagons and hexagons stitched together to form a sphere or something very close to it. Architects use geometry to design buildings. They need to make sure structures are strong and stable, and that spaces are functional and beautiful. They use angles, lines, and shapes every single day. Geometry helps them build our cities. Artists also use geometry all the time. They use it to create perspective in paintings, making flat surfaces look three-dimensional. They use it to design patterns and create symmetry. Think of beautiful tiled floors or intricate fabric designs. Nature is also a master geometer. Look at the perfect symmetry of a snowflake, or the spiral of a seashell, or the hexagonal cells in a honeycomb. These are all examples of geometry at work in the natural world. So geometry helps us appreciate the beauty around us, and it helps us create new things. From designing a garden to navigating with a map, understanding basic geometric principles is incredibly useful. It helps develop our spatial reasoning skills. This is our ability to think about objects in 3 dimensions and to understand their relationships in space. It's a skill that's valuable in many jobs and in many everyday situations. Geometry truly shapes our understanding. Section 7. The next level. A glimpse into calculus and big ideas. Now, we're going to dip our toes into some more advanced ideas. Don't worry, we'll keep it simple. You might have heard of calculus. It often sounds quite intimidating, but the main idea behind it is actually quite beautiful. Calculus is the mathematics of change. It helps us understand how things are changing at any given moment in time. Think about a car accelerating or a plant growing taller each day. Calculus gives us tools to describe this. There are 2 main parts to calculus. One part helps us find the rate of change. This is called differentiation. Imagine you're driving a car. Your speed isn't always constant. Differentiation can help you figure out your exact speed at any specific point in your journey, even if you're speeding up or slowing down. The other part of calculus helps us find the total amount when something has accumulated over time. This is called integration, like figuring out the total distance traveled by that car. Calculus might seem abstract, but it has huge, real-world applications. Scientists use it to model populations, to predict the spread of diseases, or to understand how planets move in space. Engineers use it to design everything from aeroplanes to suspension bridges. Economists use it to understand financial markets and to predict economic growth. Even animators in movies use calculus to make characters move realistically. It's a powerful tool for dynamic situations. Beyond calculus, there are many other amazing areas of maths. There's statistics, which helps us make sense of data, and probability, which helps us understand chance and likelihood. There's number theory, which explores the fascinating properties of numbers themselves, and fields like topology, which studies shapes that can be stretched and bent. Maths is a vast and ever-expanding universe. There's always something new and exciting to discover. It's a journey of continuous learning. Section 8. Maths, the hidden language of science and technology. Mathematics is often called the language of science, and for a very good reason. Scientists use maths every single day. They use it to describe their experiments, to analyze their results, and to build theories about how the world works. Think about physics. Equations describe everything from gravity to electricity. In chemistry, maths helps balance chemical reactions and understand molecular structures. Biology uses maths to model population dynamics and to understand genetics. The technology that surrounds us is also built on maths. Your smartphone is a perfect example. The GPS that tells you where you are, that uses complex geometry and algebra. The apps you use, they are written in code, and coding relies heavily on logic and algorithms, which are mathematical concepts. The way your phone securely sends messages, that involves sophisticated number theory called cryptography. Maths is the invisible engine driving so much tech. Consider the internet itself. When you search for something online, complex algorithms built on maths decide which results to show you. When you stream a movie or music, maths is used to compress the data so it can travel quickly over the internet and then decompress it on your device. Even medical advancements rely on maths. From analyzing medical images like X-rays and MRIs to developing new drugs and treatments, maths is vital for progress. So while you might not always see the equations, maths is constantly working behind the scenes. It's in the software that runs our computers, in the engineering that builds our cities, and in the research that leads to new discoveries. Understanding this connection can be really inspiring. It shows that learning maths isn't just an academic exercise. It's about understanding the foundations of our modern world and maybe even contributing to its future. It's a truly powerful language. Section 9. Conclusion, your lifelong journey with mathematics. So, there we have it. A little tour through the amazing world of maths. We've seen it's not just about numbers, it's a way of thinking, a tool for solving problems, and a language that helps us understand the universe. From simple addition when you're counting your change to the complex maths powering your smartphone, it really is everywhere. And it's influencing almost every part of our lives, whether we notice it or not. We've touched on the basics like adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. These are your essential, everyday tools. We've seen how maths helps with money management and how it's even a secret ingredient in the kitchen. We peeked into algebra and geometry, discovering they're not so scary after all. And we even had a glimpse of higher maths, like calculus, and its power to describe change. Hopefully, you've seen a new side to maths. The most important thing is to stay curious. Don't be afraid to ask questions or to explore new mathematical ideas. There are so many fun ways to learn through games, puzzles, and online resources. The journey with maths doesn't end with school. It's a lifelong adventure of discovery. The more you look, the more patterns you'll see, and the more connections you'll find. It's a skill that grows with you. Remember, maths is more than just formulas. It's about creativity, logic, and finding elegant solutions. As the great mathematician Shakuntala Devi said, "Without mathematics, there's nothing you can do." Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is numbers. So embrace the numbers, explore the shapes, and enjoy the incredible power and beauty that mathematics has to offer. Your mathematical adventure is just beginning. Keep exploring.